Good morning, everybody. I am actually just here this morning. The trick to the volume was mousse. I used a little bit of mousse, and voila, there you have it. It doesn't really take you know, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to look beautiful. Well, to have your hair look beautiful because it's gonna go away eventually, right? But either way, my point is this. I don't have a point. I teach by example. I lead by example. I don't just say things. I don't have mouth diarrhea. I'm very cautious about what I say because I want to make sure that I take everybody else's experiences and thoughts into consideration, and then I form an opinion. So, but my Lord remains Jesus of Nazareth. He was the person that followed through. He was through and through. He said one thing and then just went all the way with it. And then he resurrected. so so that's what I want for myself and for you and for my kids especially more than anybody else. So I do want to, but of course that's not going to happen because there's people that don't like that. That they don't want this is too good. Everybody knows now that there's oil under earth. You can just drill it. Everybody has the intelligence. Everybody has the technology. Everybody. So we're just kind of like exponentially ruining ourselves really at the end of the day. But not me and not anybody who believes in the afterworld, because while everybody is searching for riches and in a material world, the material world, if you believe in um I'm sorry, just a material a material world. Dum, 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 dum. Montana was great, actually. She has kids now too, so she's like mellowed down a little bit on her audaciousness. But um, okay, so God created this world, and then there's people that are gonna thieve. They're gonna thieve and steal from it. They're not gonna understand this world belongs to. And believe me, when I've had sticky fingers, I've remedied it, and to the best of my ability, without actually incarcerating myself. Or either way. All right, so let's go ahead and get to Matthew 13. That is, I'm sorry, Matthew 12. Matthew 12, verse 38. Okay. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees said to him, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you. So already they're like in the face of the holiness of Jesus. He was so underappreciated, wasn't he? People questioning. Like, seriously. So what did Jesus say? He said to them in reply, "An evil and unfaithful generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. It's possible that intelligent life is not something that we can actually create by our own intelligence. It's also possible that we can accept the fact that there is something that there is a creator. I get a little bit upset because people sometimes are not worthy to actually get to know who God is, like you're not worthy, you're not being worthy, at least at the moment. But please understand that there is something that is there is good and evil. There's good and evil, and if you don't mind me, I guess with an analogy of a washing machine, but we wash our clothes to remove the dirt. Fine. So does God do with anything that He has harvested, anything that He has sown. When He sows a seed, He wants to remove anything that's good for Him, that is, believed in, because there's always another. We cannot create another place to go and live. We cannot create. We can try. Egyptians, that is not the. I just want to be back with God eventually, and I'll be fine. And when God says that anything can go, that's when things go. But the Bible speaks to people that don't understand that, very simple, humble. And so my heart goes out to people in Gaza, because I know that Israel is potent. They are very advanced in their defense, and I understand that as a mother, what I would tell my son is, don't carry a gun. Don't carry a gun, because if you carry a gun, people are going to attack you and make you look like you're the person that actually provoked the whole situation, just by virtue of being me with my background. And I'm not going to get into like the details of that, but um, so we're very, I think, afraid a little bit of whatever it is that's going to happen to us, because we can't disrupt the sleeping giant, so to speak. But at the same time, you hear people on the other side saying, well, we're the victims, but they fired first, and they fired. So in Gaza, what I would tell my kids, it would be horrible for me to be um, a mother of somebody who lives in Gaza, because I'm thinking, well, you have to, but the confusion for me became, who is the target? Who's the enemy? Because we're like used to targeting like our own kind, right? Like, well, you're the target and you're this and you're that. So they don't have a target. And that's what I want to believe about the innocent people that have to die in Gaza. But uh, I also have to, if somebody were to, there is absolutely nobody that, can get me to go and kill other people because somebody's threatening my kids, like, no, you have to take responsibility for yourself. So that said, I have to think that that's why my like biggest cause is education. If you just educate people, like people, I would never. So assuming that I'm in the position of like Elon or Alexandra Ocasio, and I'm thinking like, oh, but they killed him. Let's just go all hysterical and crazy and like start attacking. Like, Israelis are like no different than me and you, my friend. They're just people. And the Lord has happened to say that when these people that are just like everybody else are gathered back in the place where He wants them, but this is like it's all just a protest against God's word. So you want to protest against God all the time, but you have no better plan. What's your plan? You want to protest because God has a plan. He has a plan for people that believe in Him at least. That's like His backup plan. Like, and if nobody else wants to believe it, here's the 1,000 years of peace, of like, just like, thank you, my Lord. Like, that would be wonderful. Uh, but that's what it is. And that's what I tell my kids too, is like, okay, well, I'm the mom here. And unless you have a better idea, don't challenge me, my friend. Here's a suggestion box. There you go. Put all your suggestions in there, and then we'll see. So we're living in the best of every possible world. So I am really trying hard to put myself in the position of a mother who has lost their child, and I've actually already lived through that with my mom. Like my mom is like trying to, my mom is my mother. The only thing that I want to like really remember about her is her voice. I mean, like she had the most amazing voice. I mean, like I wish I would have inherited it, but all right. I mean, I have a little, I'm not going to actually compete with that woman. I, um, my Lord has said in the scriptures that nobody who can harm somebody looks back to the damage. You just keep going. And I have. I've ruined it with having any sort of relationship with anybody, and that's okay. I like it that way. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. At the judgment, the man of Nineveh will arise with this generation and condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And there is something greater than Jonah here. At the judgment, the queen of the south will arise with this generation and condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here. So, so this is like in plain terms, and nobody's ever going to be able to like really comprehend what God is. That is everybody's curse. That is why we created a word called faith. So men don't create God. They create words and labels and how to describe things. And our job is to make sure that we are close to trying to comprehend what God is and why we're here, and etc., and eliminate all doubt that there is a God. There is a God that secures us and preserves us, and we have to go back to where we came from. We were born one day, and we were given a soul and a spirit, and then we're just going to return back to that. And as God promised Abraham, you're unique. You are you. Nobody else is you. You are going to return back, and God as Abraham, look at the sky and see how many stars. That is how many I will. There will be in your generation. This generation that is going to be 7,000 years, and we're approaching that 7,000 years, and it's not going to be a surprise. It's going to be like that we're um, yeah, God is undescribable. Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm not. I've never really been good at persuading anybody and like trying to like peer pressure or anything like that. But I do want you to know that everybody's life matters. Every single person. I mean, the most hurt lives matter most to God. The most hurt, and that is who God is going to come and save and want to be there for. And it's not going to involve materialistic, or earthly riches. That's what it's going to be like. But at the same time, is um, I wish I could speak for God, but I can't. And I think that at this point, I'm gonna actually have to end my stream.